This isn't celebrity drama. This is a criminal empire unraveling right in front of us. Cassie Ventura just cracked the wall of silence around one of the most powerful names in music, and what she revealed in federal court could take down an entire industry. We're not talking about messy breakups, wild parties, or tabloid gossip anymore. We're talking about trafficking, blackmail, violence, a secret network run like a mob, hiding behind fame and money. And now, with Cassie's voice echoing through the courtroom, it's all starting to crumble. Let's break down exactly what she said, what it means for Diddy, and why this might be the biggest celebrity takedown of the decade. In November 2023, Cassie dropped a civil suit against Diddy. It was shocking, but just as quickly as it surfaced, it disappeared. Diddy settled for $20 million in less than 24 hours. At the time, people assumed that was the end of it, but they were wrong. That wasn't the finale. That was the trailer. What came next made that settlement look like hush money for a horror film. Because now, Cassie's not just speaking out, she's testifying, under oath, with the full weight of the federal government behind her. Cassie took the stand for days. She cried. The jury sat frozen. Her story didn't just expose a toxic relationship, it painted the picture of a kingdom built on control and abuse. She began with a chilling confession. 2 years ago, she almost ended her life. She walked out of her house planning to step into traffic. Her husband, Alex Fine, stopped her. That moment saved her life and started her journey toward telling the truth. You've heard the term, freak-offs. But this wasn't just some wild orgy scene. According to Cassie and multiple witnesses, this was a system, a network, a machine. Diddy didn't just host these events, he orchestrated them. Hotels were booked, rooms were prepped, supplies were ordered, everything from Astroglide to baby oil to security detail. Escorts were flown in, paid in cash, and when it was over, Diddy's staff cleaned up, literally and figuratively. Well, this wasn't spontaneous, this was structured, and it wasn't just for pleasure, it was for control. Cassie said that any time she tried to leave, Diddy would threaten her with explicit footage. One time, she argued with him on a commercial flight. He retaliated by playing a sex tape of her on the plane in front of strangers. And then there's Kid Cudi. When Cassie got involved with him, Diddy warned her, "Act right or I'll leak those tapes, and I'll blow up Cudi's car." Shortly after, Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. Coincidence? The courtroom didn't think so. Cassie's ex-best friend, Carrie Morgan, testified next, and her story backed up every word. She described seeing Diddy drag Cassie down a hallway by her hair. He once showed up to Cassie's apartment with a hammer, trying to break in. In another incident, he grabbed Carrie by the neck and hit her in the head with a wooden hanger. She ended up in urgent care. Cassie later offered her $30,000 to sign an NDA and never speak of it again. But now, Morgan's speaking loud and clear. David James was Diddy's personal assistant. He worked 20-hour days at Bad Boy Entertainment. He called it a cult. An executive once pointed to a photo of Diddy and said, "This is Mr. Combs' kingdom. We're all here to serve it." James said the staff was militarized, armed, trained to protect the king. And James cried on the stand as he described Cassie, young, hopeful, smiling over a track list before disappearing again into the kingdom. Cassie testified about a male escort named Jonathan O.D. Forced to participate in one of the freak-offs, he later contracted herpes and sued Diddy. That lawsuit was buried with a $5 million NDA. Cassie often had mouth sores after encounters, according to O.D.'s team, suggesting she had it too. That ties medical harm directly to these acts, and under RICO, that could be a legal bombshell. This isn't just about assault or abuse. Prosecutors are building a RICO case, a charge usually reserved for the mafia. To make it stick, they have to prove this was an organized criminal enterprise, that Diddy used employees, offices, travel agents, and security to transport women across state lines for commercial acts. And that's exactly what they've done. NDAs, cash payments, coordinated flights, escort approvals, cleanups, staff involvement. This wasn't random. It was enterprise-level crime. Usher's name has surfaced. He stayed at Diddy's mansion often. He's been sued by 3 women for allegedly transmitting herpes. Those lawsuits quietly vanished. There's no proof he attended freak-offs, but the connection has people asking, who else was there? Who else knew? When secrets like this start spilling, the dominoes don't fall alone. Don Richard, Cassie's former bandmate in Danity Kane, testified that Diddy beat Cassie with a skillet filled with eggs. She also said Diddy once bragged he could make people go missing. Threat? Bluff? Or something darker? She confirmed much of what Cassie and Carrie said, and her words shook the courtroom. Outside the court, reporters asked Don Richard a disgusting question. How big is Diddy's? Yeah, that happened. A woman was describing physical abuse, and the press turned it into a joke. That right there shows why men like Diddy get away with it for so long, because people are too busy gawking to pay attention. The term kingdom wasn't just poetic, it was real. Diddy used love as a leash, money as a muzzle, fame as a fog to distract people from what was really happening. Cassie was young, moldable, he said. That's not affection, that's ownership. And when she tried to break free, he tried to break her. Even if Diddy walks away from this trial, his legacy won't survive. Artists are cutting ties, sponsors are disappearing, Revolt TV is dead in the water. Even 50 Cent is online clowning him. The court of public opinion has already ruled. Diddy's kingdom is falling, and nobody's picking up the pieces. Several jurors were visibly disturbed during Cassie's testimony. Some turned away when injury photos were shown. Others flinched at descriptions of abuse. Legal arguments come and go, but pain? Pain leaves a mark. That's what they'll remember. Let's be clear. This wasn't about desire. It was about domination. Every threat, every tape, every dollar of hush money was designed to remind these women that they were owned. It wasn't pleasure. It was punishment. Cassie said it best. I was a slave to him. And now she's burning the entire system down. More names are coming. Insiders say federal agents are already investigating others connected to this ring. Celebrities, execs, assistants. If Diddy's empire was this deep, he didn't build it alone. Everyone who helped protect it, they're on notice. This trial could change everything. If the feds win this case, it sends a message to every industry giant hiding behind NDAs and million-dollar settlements. The same way RICO took down the mafia, it's coming for hip-hop, and Diddy is just the beginning. This isn't just Diddy's downfall. This is a reckoning. Cassie got her voice back. Carrie spoke the truth. David James cried for the girl he saw vanish into the kingdom. Don Richard risked her reputation to say what others wouldn't. Now it's our turn to listen. If justice is real, it's coming fast. And if Cassie was brave enough to risk everything to speak out, the least we can do is pay attention. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who else knew? Subscribe and turn on the bell. This story is still unfolding, and we'll be here when the next bombshell drops.